Yo, 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 yo. What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's having a good morning so far, or day, wherever you are. Um, Dropping this new video. It's my newest slider set version, and I'm almost at the point where I can't possibly fine-tune anymore. I'm really happy with this current version I'm putting out there. So, yeah, obviously drop your comments and give me your feedback. Feel free. I do appreciate everybody's comments that have been giving me, the feedback. It's been helping me a lot figure which direction I want to go with some sliders. With that said, before I dive into that video, I have to just stress one thing, and it's only going to be for 30 seconds. Man, I have to say, what's the status in RDM? I feel for you guys. I really do. What 2K has done to you guys is appalling, and as a huge fan of this game, it's definitely a bit of a setback, and I truly hope 2K reverses this on both their parts, because without community creations, this game is nothing. And those two creators are amazing creators with the work they put out. So 2K, do the right thing, man. Seriously, do the right thing. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I just had to get that point across and voice my word on that. Now with that said, alright, we're getting into the side video. So here we are. First things first, I want you guys to know, when it comes to these sliders, match duration, okay, plays a role. If you guys want anywhere around, let's say, 10-minute matches, average-wise, you're going to put them on slow. And you're guaranteed to get 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-minute matches. Guaranteed with these sliders. And if you follow the blueprint of what I have, you will be getting 8 to 12-minute matches. Sometimes you'll be getting 6, 7-minute, you will get those matches here and there, but not very often. Okay? If you want faster matches, like weekly matches, for example, and you want to use these for pay-per-views, these sliders for pay-per-views, then put your weekly shows on normal, and then you'll have your 5, 6, 7-minute matches. A lot less back and forth, though, a heads up. A lot less back and forth, But if you want your average match to be 10 minutes or so with a solid match flow with back and forth and whatnot, then you want to put your duration, your match duration, not duration, I'm sorry, your match speed to slow. Finisher and signature, slow. So now I got that out of the way. Regarding the back and forth, my previous sliders before this, okay, they were a lot of back and forth. Sometimes it would be too frequently with the back and forths. One wrestler will have an advantage for 5 seconds, the next wrestler will have an advantage for 10 seconds, and then, the next wrestler will have an advantage for 15, so on and so forth. It was a little too back and forth. I love back and forth matches, but it was too consistent with how much they were going back and forth. We wanted to slow that down a little bit. So now what we did with these slides is we slowed the back and forth down, where you're going to have a wrestler take control for, let's say, a minute and a half. And then all of a sudden, his opponent is going to reverse a move or gain some momentum, and now it's going to be his attack for the next minute or so. Yes, you will still have your, 10, 15, 20-second back and forths here and there, but not as frequent. So, all right, got that out of the way. Wanted you guys to know that and understand that. It will also be in the description. With that, let's get into the gameplay. Nothing changes here. The only thing you need to know that plays a role with these sliders is difficulty on hard, weight detection simulation, stamina mode normal, and then your rope break is on. You can turn it off if you want, but I do leave it on, because sometimes it does increase the match intensity if it's a longer match and both wrestlers are tied and you have rope break and so on and so forth. But it's your call, on or off. It won't adjust the outcomes of these sliders drastically, so that's your call, but I like it on. Then the rest is all what you decide to do with it. Okay, presentation. I'm not going to waste time with this. Whatever you prefer on this, it's just all preference. So now, balancing. Here's where everything goes. A lot has changed here since version 6.0. Pretty drastically, I should say. Okay, so we have the AI standing strike reversal. All the reversal rates. AI standing strike, AI standing grapple, AI ground strike, and AI ground grapple. all dropped to 15 out of 100. Okay, this is due to the back and forth I was explaining. Okay, now this is why you don't see as frequent back and forths. Okay, because the reversals were a little too much with with my version 6.0. Here, I dropped it down by a good amount where you still get your reversals. Trust me, just not on as much as frequently as you were getting with version 6.0. Okay, your AI finisher reversal rate. This will never change for me, guys. 100 out of 100. Okay, I post my matches regarding my slider sets. Okay, you could fast forward to the end of the match and see how that end of the match goes. You'll still notice that sometimes finishers still don't get reversed. Okay, more times than not, I'm not gonna lie, guys. More times than not, they don't get reversed. This is why it needs to be 100 out of 100. You do want that "what if it gets reversed" scenario. Okay, what about if Stone Cold reverses the Rock's rock bottom at the end of the match? Okay, what's next? Is Stone Cold gonna fight back and hit him with the stunner and get the pinfall, or that's what I'm saying. Okay, and it just creates so much more of an intense end of the match. I love it. Okay, so that's 100 out of 100. AI foreign object attack reversal rate 25 out of 100, lowered it just a smidget. AI grab breaker rate 50 out of 100. AI combo breaker rate 30 out of 100. Your AI combo rate 25 out of 100. This has been lowered as well. I want to see a little less combos, more wrestling. Okay, little less. This isn't exactly the MMA. I felt like it was a little too much of striker basis with the non-striker wrestlers. So now this caters to the non-striker wrestlers, striking less and grappling more. More of the in-your-face wrestling moves and so on and so forth. And the strikers, trust me, they'll still get their combos off and their strike rate. We'll dive into the strike rate in a second. So the AI submission rate drastically lowered to 25. I had it at 50. I was happy with it at 50, but with some of the feedback I've been getting, I've been taking into consideration, and I agree with what I've been told regarding the submission rate. It was a tad too high. Lowered it to 25 out of 100, and I've been getting the match flow has been much more smoother regarding submissions and who pulls off the submission and who doesn't pull off a submission. Dive rate and springboard rate both dropped 5 to 100. They were 10 of 100 in version 6.0. Your grapple rate still 50 out of 100. Why I leave this not very high, but default is because I like to see a lot of grapples. This is a wrestling game. This is the WWE. This isn't MMA. Okay, we want to see these wrestlers engage in suplexes, DDTs, body spec, scoop slams, Irish whips, everything when it comes to wrestling. We want to see them engage in that because that's what wrestling's all about, and that's where the most damage comes from, not strikes. Okay, speaking of strikes, strike rate dipped probably the most out of any slider I have here. Strike rate dipped the most. Strike rate was at 45 out of 50. 45 out of 100. Now it's at 5 out of 100. A lot less striking, folks. A lot less striking. And like I said above, a lot more in-your-face wrestling. Okay? And this is where the match flow, in my opinion, really improves. Okay? It was a little too much striking before. So AI limb targeting rate, I leave this at the folks. I love it. I like when people or wrestlers focus on an arm or a leg or a head. I really think that's realistic. And I haven't touched it. I'm not going to touch that. Running attack rate, I did lower a bit. I dropped it to 30 out of 100, just to eliminate some of these running attacks that I've been seeing wrestlers do that I don't think make too much sense at times. And 30 out of 100 seems like a really good baseline for it. Block rate and dodge rate, 40 out of 100. Nothing to really say about this. I haven't changed it. I really like these settings the way they are, especially the dodge rate. It kind of helps give a little bit more back and forth of a match, especially if the especially if the wrestler is more or so fatigued. The dodge does help if they can't exactly reverse. Okay, so that's why I have the dodge and block at 40. Your trading blows have lowered from 85 to 60 out of 100. Okay, this is because trading blow rate, where I had it in version 6.0, they were doing it too early in the match. Sometimes they were doing it twice a match. You only want to see this once a match. How early they do it I mean, I could get away with that, but you only want to see this once in a match unless the match is like 15 plus minutes. Then, obviously if you see it twice, that's cool. But in a 10-minute match, you only should see them trading blows at just once. You shouldn't see it anymore. Lower it to 60, and I feel that's suitable for what I'm looking at for the realism aspect when it comes to that. Your run-ins for your mid-match run-in 7, referee downtime 100. Basic reversal window, ground attack reversal window, signature finish reversal, and weapon reversal. All are player versus AI sliders. We do not need them in AI versus AI. Okay. Now those that are focusing on player versus AI, these sliders you do have to pay attention to. Okay. This is pretty crucial on your side. Okay. So I have not begun to work on player versus AI. I may eventually, but when the time comes, that's when I'll focus more on those. Your stamina cost 95 100 stay the same. Stamina recovery rate 5 out of 100, and don't worry about that, guys. They still recover, trust me, but this just gives that fatigue feeling. You see the stamina towards the 7, 8, 9 minute mark, for these wrestlers to get off high-end moves. You're going to realize it takes a lot of stamina. They're going to get tired themselves. In turn, it's going to create for more of an exciting end match. Rollout frequency 0. Rollout duration 50. Stun gain, this altered a bit. Okay, so stun gain is now 25, a little less with the stun. Okay, the duration's still at 50, but I don't like how quick they were getting stunned. Okay, I want them to be fatigued a good amount before the stun really kicks in, and not to mention they shouldn't be getting stunned in the first 5 minutes of the match. Okay, that's just, to me, that's not realistic. So 25 out of 100 is where that's at. 50 out of 100 for duration is where that's at. Vitality, regen, cooldown, and rate both defaulted at 50. Have not changed it. Have no problem with the setting the way it is. Your post kick out, 50 out of 100. Your AI difficulty damage scaling, 25 out of 100. Did increase that a bit for just a little more damage. It's not going to affect much. Your drag and carry escape difficulty has lowered to 20. I'm just really sick and tired of seeing these wrestlers drag each other from end to ring and this and that, and when you're tired, that's cool, but in the beginning of the match you should be doing that. Okay, so this basically gives the dragging and the carrying a little bit more of a challenge to do if you're planning on going from one turnbuckle to the opposing turnbuckle. Okay, so that is the balancing. The advance now. Okay. The recent finisher influence AI, 45 out of 100. The previous finisher influence AI, 50 out of 100. And the previous finisher influence 3 plus AI, 60 out of 100. Okay, so your recent signature influence AI, 40 out of 100. Previous signature influence AI, 45 out of 100. And your previous signature influence 3 plus AI, 50 out of 100. You see that how I set this up is the finishers are still more stronger than your signatures, but I didn't put signatures as low as I had them in slider set 6.0. Signatures, I had them way too low. They were barely doing any damage, which hurt the outcome of the match, because at times it would take over 2 finishers to finish a match, because they would hit the signature, which was almost a base move, and then they would need pretty much more than 2 finishers with how I have things set up to end the match. With this, they hit the finisher. They hit their signature, they hit their finisher, and there's, depending on how much damage they did prior, they may end the match. But you're guaranteed to end the match after 2 finishers with 1 signature, guaranteed. Now you can alter this if you want your finisher to be a little more stronger. You could pump this up to 50 out of 100. And your match may shorten a little bit, but it won't be the end of the world. You're just making your finisher just a little stronger. I like having it where I have it. I don't mind the wrestlers kicking out of the first finisher most times, especially if it's in the first 6-7 minutes, because I feel they're just not, they're not fatigued enough. They're not hurt enough to get pinned. You do have to remember, guys, this is still a video game. Okay, there's only so much realism when it comes to the real-life counterpart in WWE and AEW we could bring to our TV screens through a video game. So keep in mind, this is a video game, and we could make it reciprocate what we see on live TV the best we can. But we also want to make it fun and enjoyable to watch these matches in the game. So that's my goal. My goal is to make these matches fun, enjoyable, and the most realistic while keeping it fun and enjoyable. Okay, that is my goal. Okay, so that is the gameplay. Okay, that is the sliders. Now, the last thing I want to bring up to you guys, I want to end the video after that, is your My Universe. Okay, make sure you have. You know what? I'll go in and I'll show you guys really quick. Bear with me here. All right, so we're gonna go into My Universe. Okay, we're gonna go into Superstars. We're gonna go Adam Cole, right? Okay, we'll go to his attributes. 80 for finisher, 75 for special, and 75 for pin escape. Okay, that is down the board. That is universal within My Universe. 80 finisher, 75 special, 75 pin escape. Every wrestler in My Universe has this. 80 finisher, 75 special, 75 pin escape. That's what makes those sliders work so well with My Universe. That right there. And obviously, just remember, guys, your status effects play a role with My Universe. Okay? They also play a role with how well your superstar does in My Universe. Okay? Because their attributes, they may be hurt. They may be dipped in their attributes by, you know, a -5 or 6, or they may be up to a +5 or 6. Pay attention to all this, because as sliders are only as good as the sliders are, as long as everything else is set up in the game. Okay? You have to get everything else in order to make those sliders work. It's not much once you set it up. It's very easy. But guys, I hope I helped you with this, and I really hope you enjoy this slider set. This is by far the best one yet, and I can't stress that enough. And if you feel free to comment, like, and thank you for all those that are commenting and giving me the feedback. It is helping me, and I do appreciate it. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and pay attention to the description below. You'll see a lot of test matches. I'm going to post them all, so you can view the matches prior to you actually using these sliders if you wish to do that route. Okay? Take care. Out.